Hi everyone, it's been a while. I thought, seeing it has been, the last video that I did was about a month ago, I thought I'd do a fresh video. This is on Fighting Fantasy, and it's a challenge for all Fighting Fantasy fans out there, and I've been thinking about this for some time. And it's this: it's a challenge, and it's to do with Fighting Fantasy, and it's 12 game books. And how many game books can you beat in a year out of the 12? I've just got my first four. One I'm already playing through the computer. And that's this one I'm playing at the moment. Just started this one, and it's the wonderful Bloodbones. I've never beaten this one before. I've actually beaten very few. I mean, I've only beat one on the first attempt, and honestly, I did do this, and that was Forest of Doom. That was the only one that I did on my first attempt. So I'm wondering also on that, have you ever beaten a Fighting Fantasy book or any game book on your first attempt, and which was it? But this is my first one. I will read the back of this one. The dreaded pirate lord Cinnabar, scourge of the 12 seas, plagued the seafarers of the old world in a bloody reign. Scourge of the 12 seas, sorry. Plagued the seafarers of the old world in a bloody reign of terror until a brave adventurer put an end to his evil. But now he is back from the dead, seeking revenge with the dark powers of voodoo at his command. You have your own score to settle. Cinnabar murdered your family when you were a child. Only you can end the horrific slaughter by destroying the pirate captain and his crew of cutthroats. Come hell or high water, Bloodbones must be stopped. This is one of the books actually was set for release in the mid-90s. Never actually ended up getting released because they axed the Fighting Fantasy in the 90s, and because they were going to reduce it down to 300 sections, but in the end they decided not to release anymore, which is a real shame. I understand reasons why people won't read them like they were in the 80s, and loads of other reasons. But I'm glad they're back now under yet another publisher, because they were with a Wizard Books, which is, you know, this one got printed by, and yeah, they're back, and hopefully they'll be back for good. I know there's more releases coming up. I believe Ian Livingstone is releasing one come August, September time. So yeah, really looking forward to it. But that's my first one. I do love pirates, like and books like Treasure Island and stuff like that. I even got the Games Workshop's Dread Seas. What was it called? I've forgotten what it's called now. Dreadfleet. Dreadfleet. That's my dog. Dreadfleet is the one that, yeah, it's the name of the game. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one, which, you know, I'm playing at the moment. So that's the first one. This one is my first ever game book. I brought this one when I was only 11 years old, back in May, I believe it was in May 1984, roughly round then. So it's around about this sort of time, at this point of the year, roughly, between March and May. And it is The City of Thieves. Never beaten this one. I think I came close, but never actually got round to beating it. I'll give you a little read. Sorry about my mistakes to this video. It has been a while since I've put up a video, and you know, a few mistakes are cropping up. I won't redo. I'll just carry on. Terror stalks the night in Silverton. The prosperous the prosperous town of Silverton is being held to ransom by Zambar Bone and his bloodthirsty moondogs. You are an adventurer, and the merchants of Silverton turn to you in their hour of need. Your mission takes you along dark, twisted streets where thieves, vagabonds, and creatures of the night lie in wait to trap the unweary traveller. And beyond lies the most fearsome adventure of them all, the Tower Stronghold in the famous Zandabar Bone. Today, this really is one of my absolute favourites, and it's the one that got read to me before I brought this one. It was read to me by the guy that introduced me into RPGs. This is the guy I'm sorry, this have to crop up just a little quickly. Alright, my Bubby, my Lola. Where is it? It's alright, Lola. Oh, bless her. Where did I pull it? Oh. Sorry about this. He illustrated the because I got this today, so this is a separate video by the way. But I thought, yeah, 2000 AD, the RPG reshuffle. I've got this, but the guy who introduced me to the Fighting Fantasy and role-playing games and stuff like that was a illustrator for some newspaper in the early 80s. You said it was a local newspaper because I was at Somerset at the time, and he introduced me to Fighting Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, the animated cartoon. I didn't get to read the Lord of the Rings until I was in my early 20s, so he introduced me into D&D as well. So but he read to me this book, City of Thieves, and I do remember certain things like throwing something at somebody in stocks and somebody stealing some money. From me, and it's just an amazing book, and I feel it's one of the fairer ones from Ian Livingstone's time. Some of them I do find pretty hard to beat, but this one I should potentially be able to beat this one. So that's one of my 4 out of 12. So I was showing you the first 4 that I'll be trying. So that's that one. The next one is Vault of the Vampire. Of course, I love Hammer Horror and all that, and this one was written by Keith Martin, and another wonderful book. I'll never be able to beat. And I will read this, the background, the back to this one. Can you put an end to Count Hendrik's evil reign of terror? You're a hardy adventurer of journeyed to icy mountains of Mauritania in search of great wealth and fortune, but what you find there makes your blood run cold. Discovered by chance the terrible secret of the local villagers. You can free them from evil tyranny of the bloodthirsty count, or will you to succumb to a horrifying fate? 2 dice to pay. I keep tempting. Anyone who loves vampires and Hammer Horror would love this. Actually, this is quite difficult to get hold of, and it goes for ridiculous money. So I'm glad that I got this, and it's in really good condition. So that's one of my 4 that I will be trying to beat over the next couple of months. It will be 12 in total, so a whole year to see if I can beat 12. But this will one a month. I'm gonna try to do. So Bloodbones. Bloodbones is obviously the first one. I'm using the computer game version of it, so I'm trying that one, and would be good to see how many out of the 12 I can beat. And yeah, this one, yeah, very Hammer horror and feel and tone, and look at that. I mean, Martin McCanna artwork is just amazing, and just really pleased that I've got this in my collection. Who wrote it? Keith Martin was the writer of this one. So yeah, that's the one. That's another one that is ready to be played. The final one, and I was gonna go and think about Death Trap Dungeon. I was thinking about that one, but no, I'm not gonna go for that one. I'm gonna go for this one. It's not so easy to beat this one. I don't feel so anyway, but other people may disagree. And actually, this is by the legendary Stephen Hand, and I gotta be honest with you, I wish he was allowed to actually finish off his trilogy of books. He was going to write one more when the whole Fighting Fantasy got axed in the 90s. And I hope one day he does get chance and the opportunity to finish it, to at least finish what he started with these books. I believe it was Cry of the Mandrake was the one that he was going to write. I think he partly wrote it and never finished it, so I hope one day he does get a chance to finish it. Please finish it, and somehow try to get to where it's getting published, because I'd love to read it. I think a lot of fans love to read it. Yeah, but this one, and I will read the back of this one. Bring Karam Gruul to justice. The war between the kingdoms is over, but there is still much to be done. Evil generals who went to ground in the Badlands beyond Galertera have been tracked down, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce some of this stuff, by bounty hunters. The feared Inquisitor General Karam Gruul has eluded capture for so long, however, that many believe him dead. You alone know the difference. Gruul is very much alive and plotting to rekindle the claims of war once more. You must use your skills as a bounty hunter, track him down, and bring him finally to justice. Poor story, yeah, no, I've done it again. But yeah, this is very Hammer horror in tone and feel, much like the Vault of the Vampire, and again, it's from one of my favourite R.S. Martin McCanna, and I hope I pronounced his name right. And yeah, looking forward to having a go at this one. And that's the first 4 out of 12. I will be revealing more to do with my part of the Fighting Fantasy Challenge. But what 12 are you going to go for? What's your first 4? Show your first 4. Well, either by video or whatever, or by photo. Photos. What you're gonna play, and how far did you get with your attempts with the Fighting Fantasy books, and how many out of the 12 will you be able to defeat? Like this one I've defeated a few times. This is one of the few that I have defeated. Talisman of Death. I've defeated this more than once. Yeah, actually this is the only book I defeated more than once. But that one's ever so short for really feels a short game. Quite pretty good fantasy book, but I always felt this one was a short one, shorter than a lot of the other games, but also I do find it one of the more easier ones to play as well. And yeah, it's yeah, fairly well read. But they have done better stuff since, the authors of this book. But yeah, those are my Titan fantasy books that I will be trying to beat. I'm going to get back to the Bloodbones in just a moment. Sorry about all these mistakes that cropped in, but it has been a while for me with any videos, to be honest, because last one was about a month ago and I haven't done anything since. So that's it, and hope to see to do another video fairly soon, and hopefully I will be showing you the next 4 and have an update with how much progress I've made at those 4 books. I'm hoping to at least beat that one, but I set myself a bit of a challenge with the actual combination of the books that I'm going for, but we'll see how things progress. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.